The Titans of...
I don't know. Hey, this is Joe.
And this is Ben.
And we are the Titans of...
I don't know.
And we have a special guest here.
We do, live from Castle Grayskull, surprisingly enough. I didn't know people still live there, but apparently this guy does. We got Mike on because we have a really, really interesting topic tonight. We are going to talk about video games. And what I mean by video games is we're going to talk about how they are ruining the youth of America. I'll just dive right into it. I know of a kid who would rather sit there and crap himself than stop playing a game.
That's pretty sad.
It is. It is. I know people that play this Fortnite game for like 13 hours a day. It is absurd how much time is dedicated to this and for what. So we're bringing in Mike, who
is a gaming expert.
Would be the gaming expert in our group of friends and people that we know. He'd probably be the one to ask. So, Mike, what is so alluring that people would rather shit themselves than, stop playing?
I mean, so this is literally nothing new. I mean, you had Pac-Man fever in the 80s. Like, people would refuse to leave arcades just to continue playing Pac-Man. I mean, it's really nothing new. It's just the evolution of it's more in depth because now the games are designed to lock you in. Not so much as the person wanting to play it. It's that, I need to get that next level to unlock that cool skin or that sweet dance. These games have actual well-educated psychologists designing the game to wrap and encapsulate someone and keeping them playing that game. So it's not always entirely so much on the person playing as more to the idea of the game is deliberately designed to be addictive, such as like mobile games, where you can either skip this 5-minute thing or you can pay us 99 cents, and that's how people lose all of their money.
I noticed
99 cents at a time.
Fortnite, if you want a cool character, it costs like $10.
Yeah, but the game's free.
That's absurd.
Yes, it is.
You want a rocket launcher instead of starting with a hammer? You have to pay $20.
Absolutely.
That's how they get you.
It's another
it's free.
A free-to-play game. I mean, I don't mind Fortnite. I find it kind of funny.
So, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a teacher in a school. Okay. Last year, one of my students got in trouble with their mom because she spent $100. This is actual literal money that she used on her mom's credit card to buy clothing for her character in Fortnite.
How much?
$100. She spent over $100. Once she realized that she had went over $100, she stopped because she thought she was going to get in trouble.
I better stop spending this money or I'm going to get in trouble.
Right. And the comment you made before, Mike, I've been thinking about it, and I forget where we were. We were somewhere in Tinton Falls when Final Fantasy came out. And I think, what was it, 54 hours to beat it?
70
hours
to beat it.
I forget which Final Fantasy it was, but now that I'm thinking about it, like you said, we went straight for it. We weren't all playing it, and we definitely took breaks, but we definitely spent 70 hours beating a video game. I totally forgot all about that.
I've maxed the timer out of that game at 99 hours, 99 minutes, and 99 seconds.
That's insane.
Final Fantasy 7.
Was it 7?
Yep.
I remember.
No, it was 10. Game. It was 10. It was the one where it had awesome graphics, and we played it at Tim's house. That's where it was. It was Tim's house.
I remember you playing
Tim Hyler.
I remember you playing Final Fantasy VII at Alana's house. That's a long time ago.
Dating yourself there.
He was dating himself yesterday. The episode was all about when did we get old and stop being hip.
I talked about Short Circuit and Mr. Clean.
So. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still pretty hip.
Yeah, Exactly. But when did you stop being hip is the real question. Like, do your nephews come up to you and make you feel old?
No.
Never.
No.
Okay. Well, my kids do it to me all the time.
Only when I make Back to the Future references, because none of the kids ever seen Back to the Future.
Actually, that's a lie. My coworker made me feel old.
Did they call you sir?
No. I was talking about X-Files, and she says, "What's X-Files?"
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Ouch. That's painful.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something about Fortnite that people don't realize. So when an adult goes and plays Fortnite, right? They go online. They're playing against other people. You have to understand that there's kids playing this game too. And these kids will talk all kinds of trash, and people probably think that they're older than they are. The thing is that there's a lot of like these really young kids playing this game, giving their information to total strangers on the internet.
What kind of information?
AOL chat rooms.
What information are you giving? Like, is it just like the Call of Duty where,
Well,
like,
like,
oh, that's what I did to your mom? Like,
well, like the town that they live in, their real name, stuff like that.
how did they get this information? I thought you're playing a game.
Yeah, but you can talk to people
There's
in the
voice
game.
chat in that game.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it actually puts children in danger, just because. I mean, I would say probably a lot of the time, no one's going to really act on anything, but you never know. You could get some weirdo on there, and trust me, we all know there's freaking weirdos out there. All right, who's going to take this kid's information and then use it to try to track this kid down and do something horrible? So that's another thing about this game, particularly that is bad.
Well, I couldn't say that particularly of that game. That's almost any interaction online at this point. Like, you could even say the old days of the AOL chat rooms, people would just say ASL, age, sex, location, and I would watch people actually just type that into the chat room. Because it's nothing inherently new, it's just some people are a little bit more nefarious now.
Yeah, you can't really blame the game on that. That's pretty much any game you can think of except for Pac-Man.
Dude, I mean, if you give a kid like a Game Boy and have him play Tetris, he's not going to get like hit on by any pedophiles.
You don't know that. If your
You
Game Boy
really,
is
really
old,
don't.
You can walk down the road with that one.
You can really fit those
that's
blocks in
I mean, that's
properly,
him
Joe.
walking down the road.
Yeah.
That's a little different. I'm saying the game itself opens up the door. Yeah, I understand like chat rooms and other stuff like that can also do the same thing.
That just kind of comes down to, like, if it's a child, the parent has to be responsible. I mean, like, look, these are interactions online. I don't know these people. You don't know these people. Don't give them any information.
Exactly.
They're just being very straightforward and honest. Like, hey, there are not nice people out there. You gotta protect yourself.
Well, I can name one parent that about up to 5 minutes ago did not know that game was interactive like that. And that's Ben. So imagine if his kids were playing this game, talking to strangers across the country, he wouldn't have known that until just now.
But my kids don't play video games. They don't even watch TV. If
Oh,
the sun's out, they're
kids.
out.
Good kids.
Yeah, like they rarely watch like Netflix or something when it's raining. Like there's no reason to be stuck in front of those boxes all day.
Plus you got you have like a freaking music shop in your house.
I might have a few things to dabble on, you know. Maybe.
Yeah, one of my students just bought me chimes yesterday, which was really cool.
Oh.
So now I have chimes.
Do you have a triangle?
Mm-mm.
And you call yourself a musician. I got one right here, Joe.
There you go. Dude, no, that's the Illuminati symbol.
Yeah. Mike knows what's up. The diamond cutter, yo. The diamond cutter. All right. So there are a couple things as far as the games go that I am excited about. And a good segue into this is something that Mike and I were talking about the other day, the new Mega Man.
Yes.
Okay? I remember Mega Man, like, I just would sit there and play it. I didn't know anything about it. It was kind of like Contra. You die, you start back at the first level, and you just keep on going. And, you know, like the bad guy, Dr. Wily, you remember that. And you don't really know much past that. But this new one, it just looks so badass. I haven't actually played it yet, because I don't know what platform I want to download it on, but it is pretty gangster that they're bringing back some of the older stuff that actually, was worth your time.
The Blue Bomber is alive and well, and I'm stoked about that. The double gear system makes that game completely different from what we're used to playing. Like you can either slow down time, and the platforming gets really interesting because you'd see all like the stuff falling from the sky, and you can start just jumping off that and bouncing all over the place, and that slows down, and the time's all slowed down, so you can make those jumps. Wherein if the time was regular, you're not making those jumps, or like walls are closing in. Like there are spots where you don't need it, but it does make it a little easier.
Have you played it yet?
Oh yeah, the demo for it. And then there's the overgear, which you get to, become a little bit stronger, which is always fun. There's a dedicated button for the rush coil, so you get those nice sweet ups from Rush.
Mm-hmm.
The game is really good. They did a good job, especially for, them not being the greatest stewards of Mega Man for a while. Capcom has done some poor moves with that.
And then Dr. Wily brings in 8, what he's calling, Robot Masters. So you got 8 different bosses to beat in this game. It seems like it would be really fun, but it's only on Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Microsoft Windows.
Yep.
So they're limiting the users because, realistically, I don't have any of those. I don't have Windows. I have a PlayStation 3. I have Nintendo Wii and Xbox 360. So
you're going to, catch up there.
Which system do you have, Joe?
I don't have any systems.
No.
I don't play any video games.
Maybe I'll send you my PS1 because I still have that, and I have my N64 still.
So, did you hear the rumors about the N64 reproduction?
I was talking to this guy that I work with, and he was telling me that for like a couple $100 you could send out your N64, and they put some kind of mod into it that not only makes it capable with the smart TVs, but it like totally ups the system.
Oh, the HDMI mods.
Yes.
There's a huge industry of that, of people taking retro consoles and installing like upscalers for HDMI, composite, and component cables.
I looked into it, and like do-it-yourself people, they all say don't, because if you screw up one little solder or put too much solder in there, you're shot.
Yeah, it's over. Game over.
It is a racket because they're charging so much money for that. The piece itself is only like $20-something if you get it out of Asia, but to do the actual work, they're charging an arm and a leg. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Well, it's not exactly a very easy task.
No, and it's not one that I probably would ever do because the only reason I have N64 is for GoldenEye.
That game's good.
It's the best game ever.
Do you know what game I really enjoyed playing? And I actually beat the game because it was a game I actually stuck with and played. Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, hands down one of the greatest sneaking games ever.
Have you played the new one?
By all means, will every sneaking and stealth game be measured against Metal Gear Solid?
I was in Colorado in July, and the place I was staying, the kid there had the newest Metal Gear Solid, and I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Which
it
one,
was
5?
not whatever the newest one is, where you like go into the desert and it's like live action, like. I couldn't stand it. But the one Joe's talking
Flaming
about,
whales in the skies?
Yeah, like
that game is a trip. But it's actually really good.
Is it?
It's surprisingly good.
I couldn't get past it. There's way too many options. Like, how many things do you want these people to be able to do? Like, what happened to the straightforward just point, shoot, and try not to die?
Well, that's still kind of in there. But then you just got to whittle down through what you want to do and what you don't want to do.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of free play in this.
Yeah, it's definitely a very big, open world.
It's like that Minecraft game where kids just spend like hours just creating the world. They're not actually even playing in it. They're just using the editor system.
But I really appreciate stuff like that because you get some kids playing those games and they create some amazing little things, and then that could also kick off like, hey, I also want to make that in real life. Mm-hmm. Start going into like either like engineering or modeling and all sorts of fun stuff. It's a good like kickoff point for kids who want to be creative or just need an outlet.
That's actually true. There's some kids in my school that love Minecraft. They've never actually played the game. They just build stuff with it. And a lot of them are interested in what's actually funny is that these kids want to be architects and stuff. They didn't know what an architect was. And they didn't know that you need math in order to do this. Like, you need to know math really well in order to be an architect and build these things, which I thought was really funny because these kids struggle in math.
But that could be also a good way to introduce math as well.
Exactly. That's exactly what I use to get them to look at how they can improve. Oh,
Definitely hip to. I have a question for Mike.
well, really quick, let me tell you something that's interesting here. I found a video not too long ago of the world record of the fastest Super Mario Brother completion, and it was done
like 2 minutes.
It was something like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's badass. That's so badass. All right, so Mike, question for you.
Yo.
What is that piece of metal attached to the front of the Man-at-Arms outfit? What is the purpose of it?
Man-at-Arms?
Yeah.
Oh, He-Man?
He-Man, but you live in Castle Grayskull. You need to know the details. I mean, is it like a spittoon? Like, why does he have like a scoop in front of his chest?
I believe that actually goes up his face, and it's an actual like the knight's armor's face mask.
Have you ever seen that actually happen?
I don't even remember anything of He-Man at all, I'll be honest with you.
Really? I was just watching it the other night, the Dolph Lundgren version.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to find it in movie stores and nobody ever has it, but it was on Netflix or Hulu the other night.
That's pretty badass.
It is. It is pretty badass. It is pretty badass. All right, Joe, what do you got?
Okay, so here's the thing. So the world record for beating Super Mario Brothers without using warp zones, 19 minutes, 2 seconds, 491 milliseconds, and that was set this year. The fastest as a speed run, right? They call it a speed run when you use the warp zones. 4 minutes, 56 seconds, 462 milliseconds. So in less than 5 minutes, someone can beat the entire game.
It's pretty epic.
What is all that beeping?
I think that was my phone.
Oh. Okay.
So that was my phone.
I think that was my phone.
Oh, it's my Google thing on my phone talking like that. That's what I was like, what? Okay, fine. I get it. Thank you.
Hey, Google.
Okay, it's handled now. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, okay. It's funny that you say that because my main house has Alexa. We have Alexa everywhere. We have, like the dots, the hots, the little spots. We have the ones with the cameras, the whole deal. And I just got Google for my other house, and it is like one of the hardest things to set up. I tried to set up with my iPhone and I couldn't. We ended up having to use an iPad, and it took like 2 days to get one of those set up to the point that it would actually work. You ever used one of those, Mike?
What, the Google Home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I turn my lights on and off when I tell it to.
Yeah, that's what my Alexa does. I tell her to turn on the Thunderdome, and she turns on my kitchen lights.
Nice.
Yeah. Gotta keep it classy.
Nice.
Yeah. You say, hey, Alexa, turn on the Thunderdome, and boom.
Do you ever say hi to like the NSA?
No. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, essentially, the NSA could just listen in on whatever goes on in your home with those things.
I would just like to know, anybody that's listening, I do not share his opinion, and I do not believe you're there. I don't want them showing up. I got shit to do.
I mean, I'm sure if they come over, they'd just be bored anyway. They got nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're not suspect at all, Joe. I see, what is there? My Chemical Romance, 2 Korn albums hanging up behind you?
That's not my stuff.
Oh. Are you in your house?
Yeah.
Then it's yours.
Yeah. I have a wife. She likes stuff like that.
Cold-blooded.
I'm okay with that. I like a bunch of those albums back there.
Oh, I know you like the Korn stuff. I'm talking about the My Chemical Romance.
Dude, Black Parade's one of the most gangster songs there is.
So, I mean, my wife likes Korn. She likes My Chemical Romance, and she likes Cradle of Filth.
Is this her room that you're in, or your room?
No, this is it's now a spare room.
It's now your studio,
Right.
and that's your musical inspiration on the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what does it sound like, Mike? He just admitted that he likes that shit.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. I don't think I've ever heard. Wait, no, I've heard My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, they're like screamo.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean they're what they are. So there was there was that one band. What were they called? Oh, Him. That's the name of that band.
I have every single one of their CDs.
Do you really?
I do.
All right.
You know what's funny is that my wife loves Him, right? And the guy who, the band leader,
Bill Lavallo.
yeah, he says that he classifies the band as love metal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm not kidding. This sounds ridiculous. Love metal, and because all their songs are love songs. So one day she tried to trick me, and she put on a CD of piano music, and we're listening to it, and she goes, "What do you think of this?" And I was like, "I don't know. This sounds kind of, I don't know. It sounds like something gay or lame, something."
It was piano music. It was probably that song "Join Me in Death."
And she kind of goes, "Oh, all right." I'm like, "Why? What is it?" She goes, "It's just a cover album of hymn songs done on piano."
All right, so this is their symbol, Joe.
Yep. Oh yeah. I
It's
know
a
they got a
pentagram
heart.
that they turned into a heart, and they call it a heartogram.
Didn't one of those guys from Jackass really like that band?
Probably. I think, yeah. One of them was the director of a lot of the music videos that they do.
Yeah,
Bam Margera.
Yep. Yeah.
Bam Margera. He was a huge Him fan.
Yeah. He likes Him.
Listen, I'm a fan. I don't care if people don't like it. I do.
Ben likes Him too.
Yeah, I love him. But I like a lot of Finnish stuff. I love Apocalyptica. Like, they do Metallica on cellos. Like, how gangster is that? 4 cellos playing Metallica.
Oh yeah. No, that's awesome. I
The
just don't
69 Eyes are badass, too. I mean, there's a lot of good Finnish metal.
All right. So, quick question for Mike. That song that you have playing in that little short video of yours with the Deadpool mask on, what song was that?
No clue, because that's just Instagram.
Oh, crap. Damn. All right. I'm going to have to
That one
Spotify.
I got nothing for it. Because it was, that's just a filter for Instagram. And I've decided if I ever take selfies, they have to have a mask on at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. I would definitely agree. But we might need to explain to Joe what Instagram is.
I'm on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Guitar Education. So now everyone knows that I'm Guitar Education. You can find me on Instagram, Guitar Education.
And he is on Instagram as Deadpool.
Pretty much. Or
That's-
AcidNet.
AcidNet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or at Deadpool. Whatever works.
So why always wear a mask?
Because I find it hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
I've got
and
tons of luchador masks like all over my room.
I think it's even funnier that you can't see when you're wearing the mask. That makes it even better.
Oh, yeah. That's just
You
completely
should.
impossible.
I mean, I can just imagine you getting hammered, putting on the mask, and shenanigans.
Oh, so you
But
saw the
not being
photos
able
from my Saturday night then, huh? Oh, wait, no, that was Friday night. Sorry. That was my Friday night.
way to incorporate fire into the situation. Just makes it safer.
No, this one's great.
I really need that in my life. Not gonna lie.
With this picture?
That whole thing.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I like the glamour shot in the bottom corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic.
That's brilliant.
That's awesome.
I think I'm going to go find one of these things. And I'm sure they got them at like some thrift store.
I find all this great stuff.
That's hilarious. I saw a good one earlier. A man sold his TV to buy a remote because he didn't have a remote. And then he realized later he made a mistake.
Oh, that's the one I put on the on Facebook.
Yeah.
I sold this for like oh.
That is brilliant. Okay, so
that was great.
Mike, any topics in the video game genre that you would like to bring up? Anything on your mind? Anything that pisses you off about it? Anybody that should no longer play them because you hate them and they beat you? Something that many people don't know.
Playing the same game over and over and over recently. It's just Stardew Valley. So.
Some things that people may not know is that our friend Mike here is a rageaholic when it comes to video games. He will not even put them on his phone because the phone will no longer exist by the time he starts playing the first level.
It's not a good idea.
Wow.
He literally has no games on his phone, Joe.
I think there might be one.
Is it the one that came with it? Like Snake?
Let's see.
Snake, they still have that game on phones?
I have Sonic CD, Phantasy Star 2. And some of the PlayStation Link games. So you can turn the phone into a controller for the PlayStation games. Those games are super awesome for
That's pretty badass.
PS4.
That is pretty badass. I didn't know about that. Christmas last year, I got a really awesome gift. I got the Super Nintendo Classic. Have you played that yet?
No, because I kind of have them all on my computer.
You have Star Fox 2?
Not number 2, but I'm sure I can get it.
Number 2, the only way that you can play it is if you beat Star Fox 1, and then it will unlock it on the Nintendo.
Sure, I could. Yeah, I'm not going to allude to illegal activities.
No, dude, you couldn't. It's not possible. Security nowadays, they got that locked up tight. There's no one that
was already hacked, and they've already loaded more ROMs on it.
I know, it was hacked like before it even actually officially was released.
Wow.
NSA, turn off your microphone and headphones right now. I really wish that they had NBA Jam on that. That is like the Super Nintendo game that, with Marv Albert, puts up the brick. I missed
From all the way downtown.
Yeah. Is it the shoes? I missed that game. I miss it so bad. I have to find somebody that can sell it to me. And by sell it to me, I mean put it on my Super Nintendo Classic.
All right, this is how out of touch I am with video games nowadays. So I'm at home. I'm putting on a YouTube video, and a commercial comes up, and it looks like something really cool. I'm like, oh, what is this? I gotta see this movie. It's a freaking video game.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what the hell happened to video games? Like, I thought this was like a real movie. Yeah.
How do they make the video games look so good? All right, you're looking at the commercial on TV and it looks badass. Then you buy the video game and you put it on that same TV and it looks nothing like it.
Is this still? Because I know they did that like 20 years ago. They would
with
show
DVDs.
They would show you like Sonic the Hedgehog on TV running around, and you're like, whoa, that's so cool. And then you see the game, you're like, yeah, no, not even close.
It must be some kind of special filter or something that they use to.
It must be the shoes.
It must be the shoes. Is it the shoes?
A lot of the times when they're showing you video footage of a video game, it's going to be on its maximum settings on like the top tier PC, the 4K at 60 frames per second. That's what you're seeing. When you load it up onto, say, a console, there's no way for it to achieve it, and it's playing at a lower resolution. So it doesn't have that, like, fine, ingrained detail that playing it on, like, a huge computer would have.
I did not know that. See, I learned something new.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the games will scale to the actual hardware. This way it's still playable, but it's not going to look as great as something on a computer that can handle 4K.
So this is the equivalent to like when you watch like a Burger King commercial and you go, wow, that food looks really good. And then you go to Burger King and feel like you just got gypped.
Exactly. Only it's still somewhat better than that.
Why does that sound like a personal experience, Joe? Has that happened to you before?
Going to Burger King and feeling like I got gypped?
What was your Whopper subpar? Oh my. Like, I don't think I've ever looked at a commercial and expected the food that I got at a fast food restaurant to look like it did in the commercial. But, maybe that's the power of persuasion. You drank the Kool-Aid, the proverbial Kool-Aid, and you were expecting something that you did not receive. Which reminds me, speaking of Burger King, anybody see Slayer anymore? Is he still alive?
I mean, I haven't seen him.
No, I don't even live in the area where I would run into him.
Oh, you're still in Red Bank, aren't you, Mike?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in ages.
Damn. That was my dude back in the day.
Yeah, Slayer was awesome.
Yeah, he was. Number one fan of any band that any of us were ever in.
Yeah, for real.
Mike farting on Mark's drum was his favorite band when he was going to produce it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember when he got us kicked out of the rehearsal studio because he threw up in the sink.
Whoa.
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No.
So I think it was Schadenfreude playing. Yeah. We're having practice at a rehearsal studio, and I forgot who brought.
I always brought him. I always used to.
It was you. Okay. All right. So yeah, he came over and he had been drinking, so he was a little tipsy, and
he was hammered. He was hammered, and we stopped at Burger King.
I was trying to be a little nice, but yeah, this guy was freaking hammered drunk. All right. And so if we get to this, we're in the studio, we're playing, and he goes to the bathroom, right? And about 10 minutes later, the guy from the studio comes in, he goes, "Okay, guys, get out." I'm like, "What? What's going on?" Well, your friend just clogged the sink instead of throwing up in the toilet. He threw up in the sink.
That's pretty fantastic.
It is.
So we got kicked out because he threw up in the wrong thing. I mean, the guy's so drunk, he probably couldn't tell which was which.
Yeah, because I've made that mistake.
I mean, I'm surprised he made it to the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, most functional alcoholics can make it to the bathroom, Joe.
That's good.
I mean, though I had this conversation earlier. How do people drown when they're drunk? Like, there was, I forget who it was, someone that just died. Their cause of death was drowning because they were so hammered that they fell asleep in the bathtub.
Maybe they were trying to drink their way out of the bathtub?
I don't know, but like, you have to be on some serious stuff to get that hammered. I've never drank so much that I would fall asleep in a bathtub.
Neither have I.
Mike?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
No, like,
have woke up in bathrooms before.
I mean...
Yeah, but there wasn't water in it.
There wasn't any water in it.
No, there wasn't.
Good times.
Yes. But we're not going to talk about the Red Roof Inn anymore. Shout out to Sam. Nobody remembers the New Year's parties? Just me?
No.
Where Borsan and Alana were drinking absinthe or something.
Oh.
Everclear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Everclear.
Yes. I remember that.
Privy to that day of excellence.
Oh, yeah, you're glad. You should be glad that you weren't. Glad that you weren't. But, all right. So, Mike, thank you for coming on the show. This was awesome. We're going to have to do this again when we get another topic. What?
Hold on. Before we do that, I have the video I'm going to show everybody real quick. Oh, no, it's totally worth it.
Drunkguy.web. Oh, man. Just body slam him?
Flawless victory.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Oh man, I just found something better than that, Joe.
Oh no. Alright, we gotta see this. What the hell?
That's
a squirrel pouch?
No, it's a pencil case. There's a Sharpie and a pencil in there.
Nice. That's how you make enemies. And friends.
Imagine bringing that tree rat to school.
I would.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I figured that little clip was appropriate for our conversation because it's about video games. And now everyone knows the dangers of video games in real life.
Yeah. Scorpion could be anywhere. As long as it's not Sub-Zero, because that's when you break something that's on ice.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just freeze your ass.
Yeah. All right, so this is a good episode. I think this one will go just fine with everything else. Mike, next time, we'll, maybe let you pick the topic. You tell us what you want to talk about, and you can come on. Use it for a platform for anything, really.
I'll sell my video games through you guys.
Exactly. Whatever you want to do. Just make sure you have something interesting to talk about, and we're good.
There you go.
Yeah. All right.
So we always ask all our guests a very important question. What is your favorite Chuck Norris joke?
All right. If you misspell Chuck Norris on Google, it won't correct you. It just tells you how much longer you have to live.
Did you Google that?
Nope. That's the fun part.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, all right, that's a good one.
I gotta get back to playing some Forza.
What is that? I have no idea what that is.
It's a racing game. I think I might invest in a steering wheel for my computer because this game's awesome.
Wow.
Because I can't legally drive, 100 to 200 miles an hour in reality, so I gotta get it out somewhere.
I was gonna say you can. You do own a Honda.
Oh, I can go quick.
Yeah. What do you got? A Fit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that little thing.
Wait, you have a car, Mike?
Yeah.
You driving?
Yeah.
What?
It's funny. The two people that you would least suspect to drive are both asking each other if they drive.
Yeah, I have a car too.
I love my little Honda Fit.
I have a Buick. I have a Buick Park Avenue.
Not bad.
Yeah, pretty good. It's better than the RAV4 I had before that. But I had a RAV4.
Better than a RAV4.
No, the RAV4 was pretty good. It has a lot of headroom, and it was the trunk space was really nice. I actually have a bigger trunk with the Buick, but it's
Got
smaller.
more junk for that trunk?
More junk with the trunk. You know how I like it.
Trunk.
You're from Staten Island, Joe. How many bodies can you fit in the back?
7.
How many rolled up carpets?
Oh, if you're adding carpets, that's 5.
Yeah, carpets 5. Just carpets you're talking about, right?
I said rolled up carpets. I didn't say what was in them.
Depends what you put in there.
Exactly. All right, Mike. Thank you so much for coming on. You got anything else, Joe?
No, I'm good.
Good. All right. So then, for Titans of I Don't Know, I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe.
Thanks to Mike for coming on, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.